Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't thank you enough, as it's humbling every single day to see everybody come in, show me the support for my content, and be a part of the community. It's an ever growing thing, and it's just starting to pick up here as of recent. And it's been a spectacular thing, especially in the lives, to see everything advance. So let me just get into this very quickly, because we have a lot to talk about today. We have FOMO Fridays today, as you know, as we buy our weekly purchase of Casper. So that is something I'm excited about. I don't exactly know if we're going to have a huge audience tonight, if we're going to have a fair audience tonight. As just because right now, it's a little bit of a consolidatory phase, and some people are getting a little nervous, and we show caution on some days, as we still haven't invalidated the Deathcross. But we'll get into all of this. I want to say hello to everybody who's here right now, as we already have 25 people in here. Wow. Thank you so much, everybody. Make sure to hit that like button, as it will greatly help advance my content, and it'll force YouTube to share it. It's just that simple. It really means a lot to me if you hit that like button. Mark, welcome in. I appreciate you tuning in. XRP Stu, let's go, fam. The only channel on trading that I can actually learn something from. Thanks, but hey, I really appreciate that, XRP Stu. That means a lot to me. Tanya, welcome in, love. Sad, welcome in. XRP Stu with a $10 donation before the stream even started. That is incredibly generous. I don't even know how many times that's ever happened, but that's really generous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting my work. That means a lot to me. Russell Griffith, welcome in. Old Sammy just found himself with his bond revoked. Have fun in that. So yes, I did just see that his 250 million bond was revoked just as I was about to go on the air. I actually came across my phone not too long ago. Tony, yours truly, welcome in. Jorge, good evening. Colin, welcome in. KM, good evening. Ian Flynn, God bless you as well, my friend. XRPN CLT, hello to you as well. Optimal Vasco Health, we love you and appreciate you so much, Tom. Thank you for taking so much time every day to help us and train us. I don't know if train's the right. I guess trains. I don't know if train's the right word, but I'm definitely I'm enjoying growing with each and every one of you as we experience this together. Wow, already 56 people in here. I was gonna say there's a lot of comments coming in already for just starting. Make sure to hit that like button, as we have 26 likes, 56 people watching. The more of you that watch and hit that like button, the more that YouTube will be forced to push me through the algorithm, and the more people that can help expand our community, which the more eyes we have, the easier it's going to be. And remember, the positivity over negativity. We use the positivity because we don't know what somebody else is dealing with. So this might be the only time of the day that they're getting joy out of themselves, because they could be going through something health-wise, personally-wise. So we keep it positive in here. We play the winner, not the victim. So we're very helpful in this community, just ask. JW, welcome in. The journey continues indeed. Let's go, my friend. XRP breaks as he gets an erection out of XRP. I may be paraphrasing, but he said it in not so many words. He even used a nice cucumber. Rob, good stuff. Thank you, my friend. Alexa, Tulaja, welcome. Albert, good evening. Non-disclosure, I'm going to keep it positive about your excellent channel. We will get you more subscribers. I appreciate that non-disclosure. Moza here, welcome in. Messi, good evening. Art of King Productions, showing the rocket ship. Educating us more, I like that word, Cam. Educating, exactly. Trying to keep us all informed. Tom, do something with the XRP. We need by... Yeah. Soon. We're going to go through the short term here, my friend. Messi, good evening. Albert, winner, chicken dinner. Indeed. And Ian, good evening. Now that we got the hellos out of the way, I'd like to say hi to everybody who tunes in. Flex RP, welcome in, my friend. So the main problem here is right now, if we're looking at this, so good evening, 5:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, August 11th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So if we want to look at this for real here, the biggest problem we have this evening, and I know we're on a few hours early tonight, might do another live tonight, but just the way things are working on in the house, this was the best chance I had to go live, and darn it. I wanted to do FOMO Fridays today when we buy our $50 a week worth of cash, whereas we're at 5,000 tokens right now, halfway there. So anybody who sticks around for a little bit, you'll be able to participate in FOMO Fridays as well if you would like. Marcy, welcome in. I really appreciate you tuning in again. The Gatman, welcome in. Good evening. Hopefully you're having a blessed evening. So with XRP right now, we can start out with the 4-hour. We'll go into the daily after, but first in the 4-hourly, our major problem right now. We need this candle to play out nicely, this 4-hour. So far, so good. So far, we started off a little top heavy, but we need a little bit more pressure. We're going to need a little bit more pressure. So let me draw this out real quick. And it's going to start off, you know, we're looking at a 72% pump here, so it's not going to be the most popular update. But what I will tell you is the farther down we consolidate, the better. If we touch this level, the better. Even if we come down here, if it were to break down, there's no guarantee it breaks down because we very well could be pushing this reversal up. But we're looking at both angles here, so just pay attention. Louisville, did I really? I guess I did. I apologize, Louisville. Welcome in. One of the longest standing viewers in the audience is on. I'm going to skip you. I can't believe it. Shame on me. Shame on me. I apologize for that. Too long to win. Welcome in from Australia. Tony, yours truly. HR, really appreciate your extensive logical analysis. I appreciate that, HR. Johnny Horn, welcome in. Anything, please happen, XRP doing my head in. No, don't let it do your head in. You can't let the emotions take effect here. That's the whole point of this right now. Emotion is where you get caught. That's where you end up doing things you wouldn't normally do. Don't have an emotional response. Take advantage of the bear market as you're supposed to. And while XRP stuck stagnant, while it's broken out here a little bit, focus on other things that are part of the plan. So right now, XRP has this bear flag forming. This is our biggest issue right now. That is a prototypical bear flag. And yes, we had a little bit of hope on the daily candle yesterday because we formed what looks like a dragonfly. I would like it to be stretched out a little more and have that little bit of a cross appearance on the top. But for all statistics, or for all technicalities, this is technically a dragonfly. Now, we really want this to be a bullish candle, and right now we've had all downward pressure. Yes, we stayed within, and we didn't technically flip bearish. We didn't go below the 624 yet. But this is really based on the next candle here, and it's a very stagnant candle. We want to get over 644 with a little bit of upward momentum here. But instead, we trended closer to 624. We managed to hold the 100-day. Came down to the 6255. But now if you look in the 4-hourly, this is our last 4-hour candle on the daily. Is XRP going to attempt something on this candle? Or is this going to be the status quo and this is just going to be the last letdown before the next daily candle comes out? And that would be a very inconspicuous, I will call it, candle there in the daily. If it continues like this, you just want to pull up here. If you don't get a pull up here, this Deathcross is going to play out. And our next logical target would not be 6133. I believe, even if we do a measured move down from where this reversed, even if we do just a small measured move, don't even take the entirety of the move. Just a small measured move here. We're going to assume the rejection would be on the 4-hour time frame. If we were to get rejection, or in the 20-day and the 4-hour time frame, that would get you right around this. See, it looks like even if it gets held, it looks like we could be setting up for a double bottom here at 597 possibly. That's our two scenarios right now. Could we be hitting a double bottom here if it breaks down? Because everything about this screams that we're coming down. Yesterday I was being more optimistic, but I told everybody the same thing. Yes, we have the dragonfly that emerged, and it could prove bullish, but first, we might have a pull down first here, and that would be a 5.5% pull down to 597 approximately. But if we came through that and we hit the 585 double top and tried to retest it on a breakout, that's 7.67. If we came down to the formation breakout, which was an ascending triangle, that could be as much as a 13% drop if we were to go bearish here. Now, that is not a guaranteed thing. And even if we went bearish, you could have that small retracement, as I like to call liquidity grab, form a true double bottom there. But you really, if you want to make a pull up here, You could use this 20-day here. We'll clone this. And you want to have all the facts, everybody. So yes, as much as you might want it to go up or you might want it to go down, you have to look at both sides of the equation here. So now we know if it gets rejected and this Deathcross plays out, which it very well might. It very well might. If it doesn't and we get supported on here, you could really make a bounce, but I wouldn't say the breakout would happen here. If you were going to break this out, you would have to get on top of 614, and it would probably bring you back to retest this area. Something like that. You'd come up into that area. So you'd be looking for a breakout off of the 641 or a breakdown off the 20-day. So you could retest that uptrending resistance that used to be the bull flag support. But as far as it looks right now, in the here and now, with just the 4-hourly, it looks more bearish than bullish. We've had 7 to 8 4-hour candles, and we have not been able to crack the 20-day. Now, we have to see right now because this is the last candle, and I'm going to take these off right now. That was just for demonstration purposes. But this is the last candle in the 4-hourly, you know, that we would like to see it pull up if we're going to get any kind of upward momentum. 78 people watching. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to tune in. 47 likes. Make sure to hit that like button as it will greatly help push this content. And by hitting the like button, you'll force YouTube to push me through the algorithm. I greatly appreciate it. You can always send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army in lieu of hitting the like button, but it's free to hit the like button, and I advise you to hit that like button. If you're tuning in for FOMO Fridays, we'll be buying our $50 weekly purchase of Casper right now. We're working on that until we get to 10,000 tokens. Before that, we were working on H-Bar. We did 9 weeks, got 10,000 tokens, and now we're on to Casper. Dean, good evening. What's up, Tom? Not a whole lot. Just trying to put some technical analysis out here. I know it's not going to be the most popular, so you're not going to see 200 people roaming around here tonight. But realistically, we need to stay on top of things, even if it's not the most bullish of news, which we don't know if it's going to break down. But right now, we have to at least have the proper mindset in case it does continue to break down further, since we're on the wrong side of things right now. Let's see. Emerson, good day to you, my friend. Mark Harris, you didn't miss much yet. Not much yet, I promise. You didn't miss much. Right now we're watching in the short term to see if we can break above this formation. We created a little bit of a W, so let's see if this can play out at all. There's not a lot of volume coming in, though, so we have to see. HR, what is your personal realistic target 6 to 12 months and 2 to 3 years targets? I don't like to make those kind of targets because then everybody just holds you to it. The only time I made a prediction like that is when I said we were in the midst of a bear market after the bull market extended out in 2021. My prediction was we'd come down to exactly where we did in the bear market, and from there, it's more about day to day. But in the long term, I think our biggest rally comes sometime in 2025, out into 2028 for everybody to realistically achieve everything they want. And that's only because the last institution or business will be able to use the old HTML framework. 2028 is the absolute latest. Absolute latest. So that's the point when everything's really going to come into play. That doesn't mean we can't have a massive bull market before that, but my target is firmly into 2025 and then ultimately 2028. And it will remain that. So it's hard to say what my target is. I don't have a target. I like to play cycles. My first target would be to get up and over $1.13, which could have very well happened here. But we broke down out of the bull flag, and now we're trying to break back up. Our biggest problem here is we've got to get back over the 67 cents and start pushing up. Otherwise, this consolidation down, if we find the right sellers here, it could turn into something bigger. When is the Bitcoin ETF announcement? We can go over that today as well. I'm going to continue going through the comments, but they delayed. They delayed it because the SEC stuck their head into the news here. Where was it at? Yeah, so SEC puts brakes on ArcSpot Bitcoin ETF. So the reason why nothing happened today, And we'll go over this, but the ETF, they pumped the brakes on it a little bit there. The SEC stepped in, as you can only imagine they would. Puentes, thank you so much for tuning into the live. It's a bit late, but never too late, because we'll keep going over this. True, welcome in. Greatly appreciate you tuning in. I really do. He's got a lot of knowledge. He knows a lot. So if you have any questions, pay attention to what True's saying. Bill Freya, welcome in. John Hall, good evening, my brother. Dean, I'm okay with it going down. I have a few extra to buy more. Absolutely. Just pay attention. Like anybody who's new, my plan, I have a 346 average from the bear market. If it goes 20% below that, I'll buy more. Right now, I'm satisfied, but I have other things I'm acquiring that are equally down where XRP was at before the pump, and some are even way farther down. Brandon, what's going on, Brandon? Good evening. Appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you're doing well. Codizer, I just got in. Thanks for the update. You're welcome, my friend. True. Hey, Brandon, peace. Peace, not peace. Alex J. Tom, one question about HBAR. 25,000 I want to sell. 25. What, you have 25,000 HBAR and you want to sell it? I mean, that's up to you, but it is very cheap right now to be looking at selling. Sad Tom, can you explain me if the PPI might affect the price point? I mean, it wasn't much. I mean, it was off by 0.2% today, but that's not what's going to affect the price. That whole report is all FUD anyhow. I wouldn't look at that to affect the price. What's going to affect the price is the U.S. dollar currency index. It's putting a lot of pressure on risk assets and cryptocurrencies, precious metals. And right now, we're looking to we broke the 102.60 resistance as we talked about. And if we do, and this pushes up, we should be looking at 103.67. The U.S. is going to do anything it can to make the U.S. dollar look stronger than it is. For anybody who picked up B2 Gold with me yesterday at $2.92 or $2.97 on the dump, that was a good buy. Anybody who bought Fortuna Silver Mines at $2.92, I think both of those are good buys, but they could continue to move down. That's the first of a series of buys. So now you know where I'll buy 20% cheaper from when it comes to those two commodities. B2 Gold pushed over a 5% dividend as well. But as we're going through this, and we're going to circle around here because it's very important. So we'll get into the Bitcoin ETF news from earlier because some have asked that question. As the SEC put the kibosh on the Bitcoin ETF approval. So I told you before that the SEC would eventually say something about this if it didn't immediately get approved. And now they've had time to take a look, ladies and gentlemen. And when the SEC has time to take a look around, it's a big problem. It's a very big problem. Look what they did to Ripple. Look what they did to XRP. It just becomes a very big problem. So when we go into XRP, we can look as well, and I keep paying attention to this, and I think we all should. The total market cap of XRP right now, it's attempting a breakout of that descending triangle. And this is a bullish breakout. These are bullish breakouts. These are bullish formations if you manage to break out and hold. Right now we're consolidating, and XRP is so close. If we could just get the bullish pressure of making a volatile spike up, it really is. Look at this massive W reversal. Now the only question is, do we get rejected here in the 4 hourly because we just can't get past it and pull down for a little more liquidity? You see, this isn't quite ready. I'm very uncomfortable with this setup. I'm very uncomfortable. 83 people in here now. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Even on a bearish day, to have 84 people in here, that's incredible. Please make sure to hit that like button if you're tuning in, as it will help push me through the analytics, and it will also force YouTube to share my content. Tom, why if XRP going up, XDC is going down? I mean, they're in similar patterns, but they're XDC slightly behind. XDC is slightly behind. It's not because XRP is going up. XDC, you got to have the computers, I always say. After XRP and XLM's pump ends, that's when XDC takes over. So we'll take a look at XDC as well. We do know how to party on a Friday night. And everybody, remember how we were getting some people were getting a little out of their minds because they thought there was too many people and we were pumping. Now you're going to see the true audience. Like I always say, when XRP consolidates, when it's dumping, you end up having a smaller group, but you have a wiser group because we end up having the people who stay in day after day. They stay dedicated, even when XRP is having a momentary downfall, even if we're in the midst of a bear market. These are the times you learn everything about the pattern. Look right now. You get a lot of people that have tuned out now, emotionally or whatever. Zenda, welcome in. JW, this is exactly how we do it. Miko, even SEC can't stop XRP. There will be a second appeal, but it will be the same answer. Hold PPL, they're trying to, hold people, they're trying to shake everyone out. They sure are. And remember, XRP, their on-chain data today, they're over 100,000 network addresses. It's like 137,000 right now. And the last 3 instances, XRP has been over 100,000 network addresses. It's had a better than 10 to 15% pump. On one instance, it was, as we know, we exploded in May. So just pay attention to that. So right now, this is the formation that you should be nervous about. This isn't bad. Remember, the more liquidity we grab, the better it's going to be. I believe this is deja vu for me. I had bought 100 shares of Yahoo back in 97 for 20 bucks each and got out at 50 thinking I made a home run. Let me get my phone back out because it took that away very quickly. I made a home run, then watched the stock split 9 times and at 500. Yep, that's exactly it. HR, it's new. That's exactly it. Talking about XRP sub $1 around the 60-cent mark. When we talk into 2028 terms, you're not going to be talking about it like this. And people are like, Tom, why do you always use 2028? Because that's the last time the framework can be used under the old HTML by a business. Unless they expedite it, I have to go by the info and the facts I have in front of me. 2025 is going to be a substantial year. 2028 is going to be the big. That's going to be like how you had the tech stocks and back in the old day, the .com before the bubble burst. We had the big rise. That's because everything met a perfect scenario. This is turning into a perfect storm here for XRP. Look at this. This is going to have a short-term drop. And if you're tuning in, you might want to light your cannabis. Here, we'll do it together. Ready? If you got it, light it up. This is what I'm saying. And like True said, he doesn't care what anybody says. XRP's exactly true. I don't care what anybody says. XRP is my number one, and it always has been. It always will be. Yes, I like to buy ISO tokens and Internet of Things tokens. I believe XRP, XLM, XDC should all be owned as they're the 3 X's. But when it comes down to it, if I could only have one, if I only had enough money to buy one, I would still take XRP just because that's what I love most. If I don't own XRP for a year and a half when I had to sell it after the bull market proved it was over, we had to sell it at $1.66. We tried to ride it over $2, got rejected. We held it all the way to $1.20, let it come back up to get rejected 3 times at $1.70. And we said $1.60, we got to go, or $1.66, we got to go. Have faith. And it was the worst feeling ever. It took me so long to be able to figure out how to buy it and then to have to sell it after a bull market. I was crushed. But now, late 2022, we got to buy it back at a 346 average in the 2023. Now we're in the accumulation phase. This would be the worst time to get rid of it. We're not even at 70. I mean, I understand some people want to sell it, reaccumulate, and when it goes cheaper, there's no guarantee how far we go. Right now, I'm telling you, you're going to get a lot of people talking trash about XRP because of this formation once it drops. Because this, make no mistake about it, if this closes the daily and we can't get any pressure on this 4-hour candle, and even if we come up here and get rejected at 33.96 billion on the market cap, we're coming down here to get some support. And my prediction is we probably got to come down to somewhere. It's either going to come down to 32.1 or 31.5. It wouldn't invalidate the structure, but it looks like it needs another liquidity drop. I'm very uncomfortable with the 100 being above the 200 with this Deathcross. That means the move's not over yet, in my opinion. Unless you get a volatile spike out of here, it looks like we need to come back down. So if the market cap comes down here, now, if this structure breaks completely and we have a big sell-off, and we look for liquidity, because I believe the market cap, if it breaks down, we already have the move made out. It would come back down here, and you'd be looking at a breakout attempt on a hold down here, 28.5. I just don't know if we have enough steam to get down there with XRP, because we don't have a lot of sell pressure. And eventually this is going to, unless we get a big sell candle, eventually it's going to end up proving it to where it can't come down any farther. So with XRP, the question is, where would it come? With this rejection, like we talked about, with the total crypto market cap, makes me uncomfortable. With this formation, makes me uncomfortable. We got rejected, came back down. Now we're using it as a 20-day. This is a prototypical bear flag right now. And when we take it out into a bigger time, I mean, it's prototypical right here. You can see it. So the presumption is it could either come down to 597 and double bottom. If it breaks down, you could always hold the 613, but that indicates it might be a little bigger of a drop. So your first level would be to see if we hold this broadening wedge and reface and make an inverted right arm here in the short term at $1 or at 61.33. So inverted left arm, inverted head. This could be coming down to an inverted right arm, and you would anticipate a hit at 613, and then see if it holds. And that would suffice, or that would satisfy this death cross here. So pay attention to that. I'm gonna go check on my son real quick. Okay, sorry about that. My son just needed help with something. He brought something out here. So if we do get this rejection, we'd be looking at this death cross finishing up here, and it should bring us down to either 597. It could possibly bring us down, or I mean 613 would be the first layer. Second layer would be 597. And then if it breaks past that, 585 double top. But if you break down there with this added pressure, it very well could break you back through this level. So we'll see. Underneath that, we have the ascending triangle pattern breakout where we retested. We would have to retest the breakout. Donald says, hello, Tom. I've been holding XRP and buying for 7 years. Okay, so you've been doing it for a long time. So you're in a very good spot right now. You are in a very good spot. Like Tom says, I'll only buy more if it dips 20% of what I bought in it. Exactly, Jeff. That's my philosophy. And that's not just XRP. This goes for a lot of other things as well that I've acquired over the years, especially with precious metals and, you know, the commodities now that I'm getting back into. Also a broadening wedge. Yeah, it is also a broadening wedge. We talked about the possible broadening wedge as well that's forming, but that was on we have a, oh, you're talking about an XRP. It could be. You could have that forming as well. I mean, if we take out, see, I don't really want to take out that channel only because that gave us our pattern support and resistance. But I mean, how are you looking at this, True? Are you looking at it something like this? And then you're kind of playing out the top as well? Like, is that what you're talking about for XRP? I mean, I can see it. It's just, it complicates things a little bit for everybody. I mean, I don't know. I suppose you could be starting something. I mean, I'll have to, it's from up here. Whoops. God, I hate when it does that. It's from up a little bit higher, but you could technically, I mean, could you be starting something like that? It's possible. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I can see it in there. But do we want to go down, do we want to go down that route again? I mean, it would bring you right down to the 597 or 585 area. Although, you could even go like that, but I would tap into it like that. But we'll bring that back after. But that definitely could be creating that. So, you know what? Screw it. We know the channel support. We can get rid of that. Whoops. That 5133 or that 6133 needs to stay. That's the broadening wedge on the previous breakup. Yep. I do see it, true. It's just I didn't know if I wanted to treat the new formation yet. If I wanted to do something like this and say, okay, well, that's the candle where we have the break up on the wedge, on the broadening wedge, and the breakdown on that same candle in the 4-hourly. So I'm not uncomfortable using it. That's why I said I think I see something forming. I think I'd be uncomfortable coming way down here, but I'm not sure. Because I think I would go like this if it was me. Let me fix this real quick, but I think I would go like this. Just to play it safer. I know you could come down, but I think if we're saying a broadening wedge, we would say, oh, it's doing that, and then it pulled down and pulled back up. But, drop my water. There it is, you nailed what I'm saying. Oh, thanks, True. What's the story with the H4 time? You reckon it's holding at the level it is about to break out? Miko, all of these, even if I say it could possibly break out, the time we're in right now, everything that we're talking about, it's this close. It's a split second away from a 50% drop with almost the entire market if they put the selling pressure on properly, and we did continue quantitative tightening, there's a chance that we could have a huge drop still. And that's what I'm still cautioning everybody with. So as hopeful as we are, we have a buy plan. If it does break down with H bar, right now it's a little more bearish. It came down below that 575 pivot that I've been talking about. But that doesn't mean it's completely breaking down. We have a daily we have to hit on the support on the 20 days. So this is doing standard operating procedure right now. You come down, get some liquidity at 549, continue pushing up and try to push this golden cross in the daily. Right now we're doing exactly what we need to do on H bar. I'm very comfortable with our community purchasing of H bar. We got to buy it end of May all the way through here to the end of July, early August, basically. So we bought it at the beautiful, well, end of July. It was like right here was our last buy, somewhere in here. But we were able to buy 10,057 tokens as a community on full mode Fridays over 9 weeks. Cost us $527. Today, if you stick around, we're doing our full mode Fridays continuing, but it's on Casper right now. This is our 6th purchase of Casper. We have 5,000 tokens as a community right now. Darren White, welcome in. Happy days indeed. Look out below. Yes, that's what we're talking about. That is what we're talking about. What do you think? CoinDesk is reporting that XRP $50 was not a glitch, and for a very short period of time, people were paying $50 for just one token. I think CoinDesk is on crack to have that analysis. No offense, but what happened there is they stacked the order book. All you had was people that were stacking the order book, and because it was just added on, there wasn't enough liquidity to balance the order book, so it was able to do that. If that was the case, you would have had to have a market cap of over several $1 trillion. I think it was over I don't remember exactly how much, 1.6 trillion or something the market cap shot up to. So, I mean, I don't think there would have been enough liquidity to sell it at that price. I really don't. I think it was just a combination of a glitch. And then what happened with what everybody's not reporting, I did this morning, Gemini went down for maintenance during this all. They went down for maintenance. Is anybody on Gemini? I am not. But that makes me very leery about Gemini. So, but it was 60.60 CRP at 50 cents. 0.60 XRP at $50. Oh, so that means it would have been about $90 or $85. Yeah, but no, I mean, if you're going to look at that, I just don't trust that kind of stuff with the glitches. I caught a glitch a couple years ago, remember in 2021 on Uphold for $100 and something thousand per XRP, and I shared it with the community. Happened several times. They are very primitive at Gemini. I have seen the way the exchange works. David, I am very loyal to Uphold as well. The only thing I tell everybody is I have FEMX because Uphold has a tendency of going down in big market fluctuations, whether it's major pumps or dumps. That's not a bad thing because they're doing it appropriately. So I have FEMX because it didn't go down over the 94% pump. So I keep like, what was it, a couple thousand XRP on there that I can buy stuff if I'm buying it in the real world, or I can buy and sell stuff. And if I need to buy something cheaper, I've got a couple $1,000s sitting there. If something were to break down and Uphold went down, I can buy it there and then send it back. It's got a low spot maker fee. So I'll buy my XRP there and send it to Uphold when I do it. Or BitGet or Mexi if you can use it. It's just in the USA they don't accept new users. But they're still very good exchanges as well. But FEMX for the USA users, because you don't have to do a VPN, it makes it a lot easier. And I just like to have an option. I like to have on-off ramps. I've learned a lot over the last few years, and I'm not going to pay an exchange, even Uphold. As much as I like Uphold, I'm not going to pay Uphold more for XRP if I can buy it somewhere else and then send it to Uphold. So that's just me. That is just me. I learned a lot from 2021. So this was not my philosophy in 2021. I didn't know enough. Now I've learned a lot. So with H-bar, the simple thing is we're coming down here. You're going to come down a little bit more, probably to the 5.5, 5.48 level, because we're going to try to confirm the support on this daily bullishness here. And the volume's crashing here in the daily. It's a great sign on the breakdown. It really is. It's a beautiful sign. This looks like it's getting ready on a consolidation. This looks like it's getting ready on a consolidation. Lots of comments coming in. Thanks, Mark. And then I guess if you, I guess it would be a dick move of me not to share this. So since I talked about FEMX, if you're looking to register for FEMX, there it is. But that's the only time I'm going to talk about it. I'm not an affiliate, so that's just a registration link. So you're going to have to follow it yourself. I don't do any paid promotions, paid advertisements, or paid sponsorship of any kind. I don't charge for any of my content because I want everybody to have a free viewing experience, because that's the only way we can truly learn and grow together. So that's what I'm looking at for H-bar. We'll hit XDC on the way back up to XRP, and I'm going to like this relaxation. And for anybody new, cannabis is legal in the USA. I have no idea how many people are in here because I haven't checked, since we had like 87 people in here. So hopefully you're enjoying the update. And all I can say is I appreciate you more than you know. With XDC, with X 121, is there really? Wow. Is that for real? Wow, there's 123 people in here. Wow, thank you so much, everybody. So glad you're able to find me. 97 likes. Make sure to hit that like button. The more of you that hit the like button, the easier it is for YouTube to push my content. They'll be forced to. They won't shadow ban it as much. Any thoughts as to why XRP is the only one that glitches anyone? There's a lot more than just XRP that glitches. We only pay attention to XRP and report on it. So for XDC, Olga, welcome in. Oh, love, welcome in. One of our long-standing viewers here. I'm mod in the house as well, so be careful. From hello, Tom in Amsterdam. It's fine. Yes, it is. I've never been to Amsterdam, but I've always wanted to go. The $50 glitch on Gemini, I personally think it was just because their order books were out of whack. You had more liquidity than they're accustomed to. And it just, more people were acting like they were going to sell it at a high price, so they were putting in orders for $50. So it glitched it. You had a big glitch on there. They actually went down for maintenance after it happened because, obviously, Can't have that showing up everywhere. But I don't think it actually went to that price. I think it was a legitimate glitch. I think there was an order book manipulation, and that's where we're at. So with XDC, obviously we didn't take the up route, so we know that would have been the only way to hold. If we come back in here, it played out exactly. You came back into the channel, which we talked about. If you do, it's bearish. We came back up, got rejected, came out, rejected, came back up. We're still bearish. Now we're looking, if we lose the 200-day here in the 2 hour, XDC is coming to that 575 consolidation we talked about on the channel break. And then if this is actually a much larger standing broadening wedge still, there's a chance that XDC could come way back down. But I still think it's more of a likely, you'd have a more likely scenario here that XDC would bounce off the 575. If we break through here, there's no guarantee. We could be starting maybe a bump and run pattern here as well. So we'll see. We'll see. But the fact remains XDC must hold this 200-day in the short term unless it wants to completely start what XRP just did. If we start doing this, this is your hope right here for XDC. If it breaks through here, you got a big drop coming down here. I don't want to be like, oh my God, it's an end of the world drop. But it starts off as anywhere between a 10 to 14% drop here. So we need to watch out for that. And it is well behind XRP, so we'll see if it gets that follow through drop for consolidation. Hey, DGB's here. Let's take a look at my baby. We did not. Remember yesterday we talked about XDC managed to stave off the Deathcross here momentarily, at least. If the Deathcross would have been confirmed, we would have had a targeted move down to 747. As it is, XDC is trying to show some strength, and if we can get out of this area, we'd be making a strong play back up here to the 895 level. So pay attention to that with DGB. We're in a very big descending triangle. It's a huge one. You could also say it's kind of like a bear flag, but it's definitely a descending pattern. We have broken out from the first layer, got to the second layer. We came all the way up to the top. We have not hit it again, so it behooves it not to hit it again, even if it's going to get rejected. So that's DGB. And XRP still it's not showing much momentum here, but in the 4 hourly, it's got a chance here to pull this W up. If you want to see XRP do something positive here and try to invalidate this Deathcross and not come way down, this is a good time to start. The 4 hourly candle gave it plenty of opportunity here, but it's just done nothing so far. Absolutely squadouche. Now, we didn't get any added momentum today because of this news, so I figured we'll talk about this now. 42 minutes into it, 121 people watching. Thank you. 105 likes. We're doing pretty darn good. Make sure to hit that like button. You can always send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army if you don't want to hit that like button, but I assume a lot of people like free. Breaking, SEC puts brakes on ARC Spot Bitcoin ETF approval. This was from about 7 hours ago. I wanted to share this when I was live. So in a move aligned with the predictions of Bloomberg's ETF expert, James Seifert, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has issued a delay letter regarding the application for the ARK Invest Bitcoin ETF spot traded ETF, or the Bitcoin Spot Exchange Traded Fund ETF. This decision has sent ripples of uncertainty through the cryptocurrency community. Highlighting ongoing regulatory challenges within the industry as investors eagerly awaits a resolution. The delay raises questions about the future of the ETF and the broader landscape of crypto investments. Uncertainty looms over ARK's Bitcoin ETF. So what do we think about this, everybody? Let me hear your opinion. I'll read some of them as I'm going across. The ARK Invest Bitcoin Spot ETF, super headed by prominent asset manager firm ARK Invest, in collaboration with 21 Shares aimed. Hey, Darren White just hit his 20th month in Tom's Army. Thank you so much for your long-standing dedication. That is incredible. Wow, where's the time going? Proud member of Tom's Army. Thank mate. You are welcome, mate. You are welcome. Thank you so much. That is long-standing support if I've ever seen it. 20 months. Only 4 months away from that 2-year 589 badge. The longest standing badge we have. The ETF would enable, wait a minute. Regulate an accessible vehicle for exposure in the world's leading cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. The ETF would enable investors to capitalize on the potential growth and diversification benefits presented by Bitcoin while operating within the confines of traditional financial regulations. However, the SEC's decision to issue a delay letter indicates that additional time is required for the regulatory body to review and evaluate the proposed ETF. The delay is not uncommon in the world of ETFs, particularly when it comes to investment products like cryptocurrency. I think as long as Gensler is in charge, he will try to disrupt the market in any way he can. Absolutely. Sean Crothers is in the house. I've been waiting for you, Sean, to see if you would show up before we do our weekly buy of Casper for FOMO Fridays. I know you like Casper. I don't even know if you're buying it weekly, but I definitely know that you like to see when we do it, so I definitely waited for you. Where did I had my lighter, and it seems to have disappeared. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Well, what are you going to do? It must have fallen the... Oh, wait a minute. There it is. So Sean will be doing that in just a sec. I just wanted to finish talking about this with the Bitcoin ETF delay by the SEC. Moreover, the delayed decision on ARK's ETF, ARK Invest Bitcoin ETF application has caught the attention of industry observers, and the repercussions are being felt beyond just one firm. Hey, welcome in, Mark. Dropped it, yeah. Yes, I got it. I did drop it. Ken, I think as long as Gensler is in charge, he will try to disrupt the market in any way he can. Absolutely. He's going to have to try to save face as well. So, given this context, it is possible that the decision regarding ARK's Bitcoin ETF application could be delayed until near the end of the year, as the regulatory watchdog carefully evaluates the proposal for acceptance. And then you got Bitcoin, they're showing their example here. So that's what's going on with that news. And something that was kind of cool. They talked about an XRP ETF, which pure speculation and conjecture. But Finbold, we'll get into this in just a minute after we do the rest of the stuff. But if you're looking for a little satire, which it already talked about how XRP, it's not even logical for an ETF, but there's a discussion about it, so we can actively at least show it. But I don't think there's enough interest, period, to even talk about an ETF. But it's nice to fantasize a little bit. Would bring a lot of money into the market. Sean, I stopped buying temporarily at 132,222 tokens. Well done. I really like that number. So anybody tuning in for the weekly purchase of Casper as we're doing FOMO Fridays here, for 9 weeks we did HBAR. We got 10,057 tokens doing just $50 a week. Over 9 weeks, the last week we did a little bit more, topping it off at $527. We had a 5.2 average. Now, for the last 5 weeks, we're on Casper. So right now I'm going to pull up, uphold, and I'm going to do the $50 purchase. So anybody joining me on FOMO Fridays to buy Casper, please let me know in the audience, as we have 113 people and 112 likes. That's incredible. So I appreciate everybody sticking around for 48 minutes to do FOMO Fridays. We have 5,056 Casper right now for $200. And right now we're going to make our next purchase. So we're going to buy. Our average price is right around 4 cents with the upcharge that Uphold does. The price today is right around 3.837 approximately. So we're going to do this. I'm going to do $51 today. It's giving you it at 0.3902 today. So down just a little bit. 51 will get you 1,281 tokens as we're getting closer and closer to our 10,000 token goal. As now we'll take a look here after I'm doing the purchase. I'll show everybody what it's complete. So now we have, with Casper, 6,337 tokens. And we've put in $250 approximately so far. We have an average with the price mark up, because today it's at 3.837. Uphold charge 3.906. So that's why I say I like to use FEMX for the ones I can to send over. But for FOMO Fridays, for what I'm buying, and Winning Wednesdays, I use Uphold. So for the small purchases. So now this is the confirmation. So now I got to go get my son real quickly, but let me know if you made a purchase here and I'll be right back.
I got it.
Oh, you do? He's been out here several times. Even as this, he's very indecisive.
Mama not giving you anything else from the fridge, sir.
So that was our purchase of Casper. So I'm very, very happy about that, as this is another one that I want to have 10,000 tokens, as it's my goal to have a slew of Internet of Things and the ISO 20022 tokens. What do you think the price potential for Casper is in the next bull run? Yes, Casper is building that deception pattern. It is. I mean, look at it. It really is. Casper in the next bull run. I think Casper is going to do huge things in the next bull run, honestly. It's a sleeping giant. It's honestly a sleeping giant. I remember when it got up to 6.3 earlier in the year, I'm like, darn it. You got to go up right now. And this is a bad chart to look at Casper. Let's see. I like that chart, but it's, whoops. But it's not the longest chart that you can look at. So if you look at Casper, Casper's had an interesting history if you look at it. Now, do we really believe that there was that kind of anticipation when Casper came out? Does anybody remember Casper when it first came out of curiosity? And the only reason I don't use this chart is because I don't want to be slewed by this beginning. I don't want to be like, oh, well, if Casper ever gets back to $30, that's why I use the USDT chart. For transparency purposes, that's why I use it. So how high can it go? I mean, depends your interpretation of the chart. When it came out in 2021, it just nosedived. Oh, you're good. Oh, the Decepticon. Oh, that makes even more sense. That flew right over my head. So where could it go in the next bull run? I would firmly expect it to take out the 11-cent mark. Easy. I think you'd be running up somewhere. You'd be pushing in the next true bull run, probably trying to break that 24-cent area. But I could firmly see us at least trying to break the March 2022 high. So I would firmly look at that 10.9 area. If and when Casper finally gets some steam, you're looking at, and look at this, just to get up to 6.3 on this formation downturn, which has been a very descending structure here, you're looking at a 70% move just to get out of this formation. So that's why with Casper, I've got it layered, kind of like DGB, because it's similar. It's in a very similar pattern. And I thought this was a perfect time to buy Casper now because of the formation. This looks like an inversion forming here, left shoulder, left arm area coming through. If this could pop up and use this as support, you could be looking at a move all the way up to 4.8. All-time high of Casper is 24 cents. It's about what it was showing. When you actually break it down, that's about what it shows on the spot Casper chart. I mean, it obviously shows this back here in June of 2021 where you actually had it poured onto the market and we did some weird shit. But what I look at, if I was actually looking at it, I would wait until it made these moves and came up here. To me, the real first move was up to 24. That's why I can't look at this chart for Casper, because there's a lot of, that's why I like looking at this chart, the USDT. I'll worry about 6.5 cents and then we'll continue on from there. So thank you everybody for tuning in for FOMO Fridays. My son needs me, so we're going to finish this up here. We got about 5-10 minutes here. We'll finish this relaxation. If there's any last questions here, we'll go over it. I may be back on tonight, so it's a very big possibility I might come back on tonight later. Yeah, Cena, I think XRP is bullish. It's just in the immediate short term, I think XRP could be a little bearish because we have not been able to invalidate this death cross in the 4-hourly. We didn't give way, though. Remember, we didn't give way, though, and go bearish. We didn't lose 624 at all in this daily candle as of now. So that's big. That's still a good sign. But in the 4-hourly, we've done nothing to get bullish here. We need to move. We need to move somewhere. And if we're going to go bullish here, we've got to get over that 641 in the immediate short term. Otherwise, this death cross is going to play out. And this broadening wedge that looks like it's formed on XRP, now that we're taking a closer look, I think this broadening wedge snuck its way into this formation now. You've clearly got this candle right here in the 4-hourly, which is the resistance, and the support. You can use that as the uptrend on the wedge and the downtrend on the wedge, making it a broadening wedge. You have a higher highs, lower lows, and if you break it down in the smaller time frames, it becomes more apparent what we're talking about. But you could come down just a little bit onto the 1-hour candle if you want, but what I'm basing it on is that 4-hourly. So I think this is getting a little dangerous here, and if we do break down, I think it gives us a perfect target if we lose 613. How convenient is that this runs right through that 597 area for that support, or it could bring you all the way down to the 585 on that broadening wedge. If you lose this, well, you'd be coming down guaranteed to the 55 cents at minimum. At minimum. So that's my interpretation of what XRP is forming into. Any last second, I see people are leaving, which is actually good because every time I talk about it, about me leaving, I think it's good when people start leaving. And I like to see who sticks around until the end. If you got anything out of this, make sure you hit the like button. Consider joining my channel and subscribing to over 18,000 subscribers, as we went over 18,000 yesterday, which is incredible. Our year-end goal is 17,500. Now the only question is can we get to 20,000 before the year's up? It's going to be interesting, especially if we go back into a bearish cycle. More people will stop watching because, you know, it's not fun for most when they're losing money or when they see something going down. If you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, as I said before, FEMX, no VPN, low spot maker fee, and then send it over to Uphold. Uphold's in the video description below. But if you're looking for FEMX, I'll share it one more time. Of course, 20 easy mate. Yep. Hope we get another live tonight. We probably will.
Did you do phone earlier?
Yes. We probably will get another one tonight. Honestly, I came on early just because it presented the opportunity. I wanted to do an update, and then I just decided to do a live instead. Next week, HR, when is Ripple expected to submit a reply? I actually did an update that nobody watched. So some people watch, but nobody watches these updates. I actually did a Ripple will file response next week to courts regarding SEC asking to file interlocutory or asking to see if they can file interlocutory appeal. So I actually did cover that earlier. So no, it's not. No, don't be sorry you guys didn't watch it. It's fine. YouTube does not tell you everything I put out. That's what I try to tell you. Yeah, she's laughing in the background. But yeah, I did put that out 7 hours ago. It only got 310 views. But 310 views, if 310 people need to see that information, I'm more than happy to do a 4-minute update or 5-minute update on what's going on. Stuart Alderode just came out with that and talked about it on Twitter, so I figured I would share it. Hey, XRP, NCLT watched it, and so did Mark Harris. See, some people watched it. 308 people did. What's my favorite cannabis strand? I just spilled my water, Julie. I just spilled my water. A more common one that you get, I like White Widow a lot, the smell, the taste. But if we're, Julie, can you bring me a paper towel? Spilled my cup of water. I know. But if we're talking about like a harder strain to get, I really like the California hash plant. I like OG Purple Kush. I used to grow it years and years ago. Sour Diesel's very good. Devin. Uh, oh, Mark watched it 4 times, Julie. See?
Ooh.
Please, Julie.
I'm
Please.
crying. I'm right here.
Well, I wanted to say please. I forgot to say please, I think.
Look at you. You're walking your direction.
I never claimed to be other. Uh-oh, I spilled more water. Well, I mean, you know, I do have these moments, and I've been much better about spilling water. But I feel like the last few...
When I first met you, that's all you did.
Well, I've had 10 years to grow.
Took you 10 years to get better.
Yeah, now I just spilled water twice in 2 minutes.
History repeats.
Hawkberry? I don't know. I don't even know about Hawkberry. I don't know if I know Hawkberry, to be honest with you. I like the earthy strains, the one that smell like the earth, more citrusy. I do like lemony. We had one that we really liked. It was blackberry cheesecake, and that was pretty interesting. But I've had them all. Anything you can think of. I've bought so many different kinds that I could just. There's just been so many. Lemon haze, yes, I love lemon haze. Love lemon haze. Sour diesel I bought one time when cannabis first became legal for card holders, which I was the first round that I got it in 2009 because I broke my back in 2006. But somebody grew sour diesel. To this day, it was the best sour diesel I've ever had. They charged like, I think $500 an ounce, which I was poor back then. I still wouldn't pay $500 an ounce now. But so I was buying a quarter, and it was costing me like $100 or $120 for just a freaking quarter. But that stuff was really good. The best stuff I've ever smoked. OG Purple Kush. I found somebody who had clones of OG Purple Kush. It turned purple, and it was the strongest stuff that, I mean, holy. It would I would bring that down into areas where people were hardcore, you know, they'd smoke cannabis and whatnot, in the hood or whatever. And they would literally be, they couldn't even understand what was happening. Also, Girl Scout cookies. If you ever get real Girl Scout cookies, unbelievable. Purple Haze is really good as well. DJ Shorts, if you can get it, is a good strain. But now they've all been crossed, and they're all just naming it whatever. I've had so many strands now where they say that it's a name, and I know for a fact they're lying to me because I've grown that strain.
One time we had a tangerine one, and that was the only time we had it. We never had it again. It was the best.
A tangerine?
Remember?
Yes, it was awesome.
And we never had it again.
Nope, one time we had a tangerine strain that was crazy. What about Caspa? I don't look at Casper. I don't really know what Casper is. Everybody always asks me that. I like Casper. CSPR, CASPER, not Caspa. So I don't know. I don't have an opinion. Fruity Pebbles are good as well, yes. Nobody is mentioning dog. What is dog? I don't know. Old Gray is by far a hitter. Oh yeah, Gorilla Glue number 4 if you can get the right person who sells it. Or the right person who, you know, grows it. Blue Dream is what, yes, I love Blue Dream. It's just a lot of people, Stardog wasn't bad. We've had that. We've had Moon Rocks, which are incredibly strong if you get them done properly. Very, very, very sticky and all that good stuff. But we have a lot of people in here from other countries as well that this is fully legal. In Michigan it is. Oh, you should have seen it in Michigan. You're talking anywhere from $500 to $700 a zip. When it was first becoming legal. Now you can get the same stuff for $150, $100, some 70. It's crazy. But I don't like most of the stuff that are sold to us by dispensaries. Because it's Very highly genetically modified. Ooh, speedy chili. I don't know if I've ever I don't know if I've ever had that. Miss Vicky, welcome in, love. You made it. So sorry I'm late. No problem. I started earlier, but I might be back on later. I just had time to do it now. Unfortunately, got here right at the end. I apologize, everybody. I had to start earlier today. 133 likes now. We got up to a decent amount of people until I said that I had to leave, but 82 people stuck around.
Did he bring his phone out?
No.
He emptied
Holland
it.
has that problem with genetic. Yep. That's the problem. Tom, what could be the closing candle we should be looking at on the daily if it's bearish or bullish? Oh, yeah, daily, real quick before I leave. And right now we have a chance in the 4-hourly if it could do something. We have to invalidate on the 4-hourly, but even the hourly, it's trying, but we got no strength right now. 4-hourly, we've got to break up. Otherwise, this Deathcross, we're going to continue playing out. And what we've deciphered is we've got a broadening wedge forming here. You can clearly see it in the 4-hourly. So in this, resistance, support in here. If that's a broadening wedge, if you break down below the broadening wedge, it is a foregone conclusion that you're coming down to the 55 cents at best. But because of the pattern formation that it looks like it's forming, I mean, it very well this could be telling us right now with this Deathcross, 613 probably won't hold them. We're going to come down to at least 597. 597 is the technical target right now in a breakdown. That is the breakdown. And right now, as I said in the beginning and my title suggests, this is my biggest issue with this formation. That is a bear flag, and it reeks to me like we got to do this to break out. And let me tell you, if we did that to break out, this guy right here would be very fucking happy. I'd be very, very, very happy. And you all know why. I think we need this liquidity dump down here, and I've continued to say it, but talked optimistically if we could break that level. But I still firmly believe,
He emptied it.
holy crap, he emptied his whole toy box. My son is being a rascal, my 4-year-old. So I want that. I want that. I want the bullish handle on the cup down at 585. That's what the XRP future millionaire wants. And I will absorb and not care if we have that 7% drop. I want a 7% drop, damn it. I want the liquidity. Fill it out. We already came down here. Fill it out. We knew we had to get rejected around 67 if we were coming here, which we did. Which all that is, and I actually fucked it up. Oh, no, I didn't. It's right there. That's actually the bull flag breakdown. So, I mean, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So, I want that dump down to 7%. Come down to the bottom of the broadening wedge. That's what I want. So, that's what I'm seeing. Do you all think that this is a broadening wedge? Am I reaching? Am I reaching right now? Jan, welcome in, love. It's okay, better late than never, even though we are on the home stretch here for this live. But hopefully I'll be back in a few hours. I'm pretty sure I will be. I almost know I'm going to be back. I can feel it because I know about this. I can feel it in my gut that this is going to probably happen. I'm going to have to come back in a little bit and do an update just for everybody who wasn't part of the live to tell them that XRP is setting up a 7% drop to the bottom of the wedge. The bottom of the broadening wedge. Mark, you've got a long set for there. Excellent. I think that's a great spot to have it. That was the spot I was hoping it would come down before, but no. It had to toy with us here. But let's continue to be optimistic here in the daily. You got no help today in the daily. Zero. Squadoosh. We got squadooshed in the daily today. We got absolutely positively no help. There's still an hour and 7 minutes. And we are still, look at, this isn't showing overly bearish pressure, but see, we had what looked like a dragonfly doji in the daily. And when you have that, you want to get positive affirmation here. So you really wanted to break above and hold 645 approximately. But as it is, we never got a bearish confirmation here, which we would have had to close approximately below 623. So, I mean, it's not all said for nothing. Yep. So, but with that being said, that's the best I can do here tonight. Hopefully, I'll see everybody in a few hours if I can get back on. But for now, I got to go deal with my little man and try to figure out what to eat for dinner because it's 6:30 and I am hungry. So I appreciate the 83 people that stuck it out here, even when I've just been going off on a I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But I do appreciate everybody. Do appreciate everybody. Angelo, good morning in Australia. You have a great evening as well, Tanya. Thank you so much. Jan, Jacob, Miss Vicky, Darren, Albert, Mark Harris. Later, everybody. Thank you so much. I love each and every one of you. That's the truth. From the bottom of the heart. John, thank you so much. Stay blessed, everybody. Remember, positivity over negativity. And be helpful. You never know who's coming in here, who might be having a bad day, who might be on their wits' end, but because they come in here and they talk to each and every one of us, maybe, just maybe, it brightens up their day. XLM, just like XRP, looking very bearish. It's getting rejected off of here at 14.1. That's that uptrend. It needs to get back over. Otherwise, I still think XLM's got a target with 12.5 at minimum if it breaks down here. So have a good one, everybody. George, thank you very much. Gypsy Fiat, thank you. I love edit. See you later. Thank you all. You've all made my day. Stay blessed. Have a good